Their emotions are overriding their self-restraint, and they're pouring gas on the political fire. Many of us have warned this will likely lead to violence, and there will be consequences. They hate Trump and want him impeached, but the vitriol and unraveling of the left may in fact backfire, leading to the very thing they don't want: the re-election of Republicans in November and helping Trump's cause as well. The general willingness of most Democrats to push their progressive agenda at any cost is clear. Let's start with unhinged California Congresswoman Maxine Waters. She recently called for the increased public harassment of those working in the Trump White House. And get this, Maxine was thrilled that women and their families in the administration were recently targeted by activists at restaurants and even harassed outside their private homes. Waters' call for Trump's impeachment stirred up the California crowd. Take a look.
But we want history to record that we stood up, that we pushed back, that we fought, that we did not consider ourselves victims of this president. History will record that while he tried to step on all of us, we kicked him in his rear and we stepped on him.
She also accused Trump of sacrificing America's children while she supports infanticide and abortion on demand. She called Attorney General Jeff Sessions a racist. And remember, Waters' rant came right after 3 separate occasions where Republican women were harassed, threatened, and cussed at during dinner, on the street, and at a movie theater. Now, liberals and progressives say they want women and children to be protected, but their actions prove their hypocrisy and godlessness. Their ideology matters more than civil discourse and respectful debate of ideas. Now, this caustic environment is what has led to actually the mass shooting and attempted assassination of Republicans last year. And just ask Steve Scalise what he thinks about the current political environment. Anyway, back to Maxine Waters. She said this.
And guess what? We're going to win this battle because while you try and quote the Bible, Jeff Sessions and others, you really don't know the Bible. God is on our side.
Wait a minute. God is on their side? Remember how they voted by booing and rejecting God back in 2012 at the Democratic Party convention?
And the platform.
The majority decided to kick God out of the party platform. Remember? So on one hand, they claim to want civility. On the other hand, they stoke a political civil war and divide citizens. It's a step toward mob rule. Well, perhaps, though, the most concerning thing Maxine Waters said was her endorsement of open threats and public harassment of Trump officials.
And so, let's stay the course. Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
Not welcome anywhere in public? This is irresponsible and should raise red flags. According to the Washington Times, Judicial Watch filed an ethics complaint against Waters for inciting violence and assaults on the Trump cabinet. So a hand-delivered letter was given to the House Office of Congressional Ethics calling for an investigation of Maxine Waters' behavior. Thank you. Now, we must not react in kind, but be bigger than the bullies, even though the left is no longer willing to disagree respectfully. Their hatred for Trump and disdain for his supporters seems to have reached a boiling point. Just imagine if today's language toward a president was used when Barack Obama was in office. I think the reaction from the biased media would have been quite different. I could not agree more with USA Today contributor James Robbins. He said, quote, Democrats should also understand these public tantrums and other slights are simply bad politics. Voters don't respond well to angry, chanting losers, harassing people, or to vulgar celebrities, or to threats verging on intimidation and violence. There's nothing inspirational about it, and it makes the targets of the anger look that much more reasonable. If Democrats think this crazed behavior will generate a blue wave in November, they are mistaken. Agreed. So for the rest of us, even though we have First Amendment rights under the Constitution, we should not stoop to the level of behavior by others. Pray for them, they need it, and respond by speaking the truth in love, knowing the ultimate battle is a spiritual one. I'm David Fiorazo. God bless you and keep speaking the truth about things that matter.